So most of the time when a lot of students think about studying in South Korea, they usually focus on the Global Korean Government Scholarship, which is the biggest scholarship offered by the South Korean government to international students to study in South Korea. But of course, that is not the only scholarship that can give you the opportunity to study in South Korea, be it at the undergraduate level, that is, if you want to do your bachelor's degree, or you want to do a graduate program, that is, master or PhD. There are lots of scholarships or opportunities in South Korea that you can exploit to study in South Korea rather than going through the route of the Global Korean Government Scholarship, which is GKS, because that scholarship is so competitive. In this video, I am going to give you an opportunity to apply if you're ready to do the work and then spend some money to pay your application fee to study at Sungkyunkwan University, which is in Suwon, South Korea. They do have an opportunity for undergraduate students to apply to do an undergraduate program and then get the Sungkyunkwan or the Samsung Leaders Scholarship or the Samsung Global Leaders Scholarship. That scholarship is also a very good scholarship opportunity where you can receive your money once in a lump sum. And then I'll also talk about graduate scholarships, how you can go about obtaining a fully funded graduate scholarship, especially if you are a STEM student. That does not mean if you are in the humanities or arts, it doesn't mean that you cannot obtain a scholarship. You can as well obtain a merit scholarship. Without taking too much of your time, let's get into my computer and then let's look at these different opportunities that are offered to study at Sungkyunkwan University in Suwon. Now, this is Sungkyunkwan University. If you look here, it says 2025 Spring Admission Guide for International Students. This is undergraduate 1. Let's look at the different timelines. It is important to note that round 1 has already begun. Round 1 has already started. It started on the 19th of August. I did mention this on my Facebook group. If you're following me on my Facebook group, I guess you would not have missed this because there are lots of scholarship opportunities where I cannot come here and then make videos for you to see them online. So if you want to know about other scholarship opportunities, then you should probably consider following me on my Facebook page run. So this one will end on the 2nd of September, but do not be discouraged because there is the second round. That one will begin on the 4th of November and then we'll run right up to the 18th of November. It is important to note that big universities like Seoul Sungkyunkwan University, like the top 20 universities, their application periods are usually very small. It can be for a week. For example, Seoul can be for like 3 days, 5 days, and it's over. But within those 3 days, they will receive lots of application, which is why they've streamlined the number of application or the application period. They've made it to be very short. For Sungkyunkwan, it's mostly 2-3 weeks, and then they would launch second round. Do not be surprised that they would go for a third round. And then this is the period for document submission. But you don't need to submit hard copies right now. You can apply online, and then once you've succeeded in the selection process, that's when you would have to submit your hard copies. It has been clearly stated down here. If you go down to how to apply, it's somewhere down on how to apply. I think you should probably read this document, but it is clearly stated on the document that you can apply online. And then let's look at the scholarship. This video is not going to be very long, trust me. So like I said, you have the Sungkyunkwan Global Leader Scholarship. It is for remarkable freshmen, which means you must have an exceptional academic record if you want to succeed in this scholarship. And this scholarship is mainly for OECD dark list of countries, and then there is this country with third or lower number of students enrolled. This is a special scholarship that is mainly for a certain category of students. I forgot to mention that. Let me go to the website and then pull out this information. I think it's important that people get to know this information. If you go on the website, on the notice here, graduation admission, undergraduate admission results. Just give me a second. Notice. Eligible nationalities for the SKK Global Leaders. That's the document I was looking for. You must make sure you look at this document. It is very important. I always give instructions on how you can go about most of these things, but people don't take the time to look at this information to the end. I guess I'm sharing my screen. Okay, the screen is being shared. Let's continue. So these are the countries that can apply for this Global Leaders Scholarship. So if you come from any of the countries that have been named here, then you have the right to apply for this scholarship. In Africa, you have from South Africa right down to Mozambique. But there is another scholarship that will involve every other person, so do not be discouraged. This one is because they have a very small number of students in the university right now from these different countries, so they want to encourage international students from these particular countries to go and study in South Korea. Every university has their policy, so do not ask me why it is like this. It's just because, for example, from South Africa, they have a very limited number of South Africans in the university. They have very limited number of people from Mozambique, Tunisia, Sao Tome, Principe, Senegal, Zambia, Morocco. So they have this advantage. They've been given a special type of scholarship to encourage them to study in South Korea. Okay. That being said, let's go ahead and look at the other scholarships that are available. So there are special conditions that must be fulfilled, so you can go ahead and look at the special conditions. And trust me, that one is not completely fully funded. It is 50% tuition fee. Okay, and then another scholarship is for STEM students, outstanding STEM students. If you are a STEM student, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you are a STEM student, there is this other scholarship for you. So take advantage of it and apply. If you know you're a STEM student and if you know you have very good results, they have the benefits here. It's also 50%, which means you would have to pay the other 50%. Yeah, but if you have the money, go ahead and do it. While you're in Korea, you can always look for other scholarship opportunities, because sometimes the problem might be some students have a difficult path to get to South Korea. So you can use this option, but you would have to provide a bank statement. And then there is a Samsung Global Scholarship for international students. This scholarship is a good scholarship. It's going to pay your full tuition fee for 4 academic years. That's 8 semesters. And you must make sure you take at least 12 credits. and then you must maintain a 3.7 GPA. It's a very normal GPA that you can obtain. Do not stress over this GPA. And then on top of that, they are going to give you some money. They'll give you 3.4 million won. Yeah, 3.4 million won for every semester. That is, a semester is practically 3 months, but there is a 3 or 2 months holidays. Basically, you can say this money is for a 6 months period, and then they would give you another 3.4 million in another semester. So it says academic support fees provided per semester. So after every 6 months, they would give you 3.4. So if you divide this 3.4 million, you will know approximately how much you'll be receiving on a monthly basis. That's about 600,000. Yeah, 600. Am I correct? Yeah, 600,000 won. And then this is for type A. This is for undergraduate students. And then the next one is for type B. They'll pay your tuition fee, but you will not benefit from this monthly stipend. So it's going to be based on merit. Like I always say, there are lots of scholarships opportunities in South Korea, and I have lots of videos on those scholarships. I'll provide links down in the description, despite the fact that people don't take time to really read and then or watch the videos and understand, but they'll come and ask questions in the comment section. Which scholarships are available? Take the time to read, watch, share the videos. Okay, now that is for undergraduate students. Let's hop up to graduate students. For graduate students, if you want to do a master's or a PhD, the application timeline is scheduled for the 13th of September and it will end on the 8th of October. Documents have to be uploaded online. And they said document submission via post may be requested if needed. So you can go ahead and look at the other timelines. I'm not going to go deeper into this because it's going to take too much time. So go ahead and look at this scholarship opportunities. Having topic test in Korean proficiency is always going to be a plus if you want to study in any university in South Korea. It's always going to give you an advantage. It's going to give you a scholarship. Plus, I should note that both undergraduate and graduate applications have an application fee, which means if you upload your documents online, you must make sure you pay the application fee. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. You have to factor that one in as well. So these are the documents. A document should be in English. Yeah. Now let's look at the scholarships that are available for graduate students. Natural science again. Yeah, natural science students always have an opportunity in most universities in South Korea. So there is this scholarship here. Scholarship for international students of natural science, engineering, and medical departments. STEM. Candidate selected international student accepted to natural science, engineering, or medical department with qualifications and receive recommendation from advising professors. I've made videos on how to get a professor's scholarship. I'll provide a link down in the description how to go about getting the professor's scholarship. The best way for you to get a scholarship in South Korea is to contact a professor, especially if you know you have a good research background. If you know you've been writing research papers, if you've been able to present in conferences, that is at the bachelor's level, if you wrote a thesis. Let's say you wrote a thesis and then you wrote probably one article and then was able to publish. Or let's just say you wrote a thesis but did not write any article. Provide them with a research proposal. A research proposal will be a key to you getting a scholarship. Don't just go and email them that you've seen their work, you're interested. No. Give them something of substance. Go to the university website, go even to Google Scholars, look for that professor's past research publications, read about them, see if the area of research that they are focused on is an area of research that you're equally interested in studying in that area. Then you can email them. Email them with a detailed research proposal with a timeline as to when you think you'll be able to complete your research project if it happens that he gives you an opportunity to study in Korea. This scholarship is basically telling you that you can get into this university after being recommended by a professor. The only way you can be recommended by a professor is to contact a professor. Convince them with the emails that you're sending to them. Don't just write them that you want to. No. Provide them. If you have at least written one article, if you've not written any article, but you have at least written a thesis, I guess most of you know what a thesis is. If you don't know what a thesis is, try to Google. If you've written a research during your bachelor's degree, it can actually open you doors to getting a professor scholarship in South Korea. If you wrote a thesis and then was able to publish articles, it gives you more opportunities. But if it happens that you have only a thesis, provide them with a detailed research proposal. Make sure your research proposal is in an area that is in alignment with the professor's area of research. You cannot go and be writing to a professor about nanotechnology, for example, if you're interested in nanotechnology, when that professor is probably interested in computer science kind of things, maybe software, is working with a particular software, working in a certain area in computer. So you have to make sure you research the professor well before you email them. So if you get a professor's recommendation, they'll give you 100% tuition fee, and then they'll give you a settlement allowance of 600,000 when you get to Korea. And then they'll also provide you with a monthly allowance. In most cases, they will not reveal the amount that they'll give you, but they can give you from 500 to even 1.5 million or even 1 million Korean won. And then note that if the professor has accepted you, for you to not pay tuition every month will greatly depend on your relationship with the professor as well as your performance. That's why they say from the second semester, recommendation of the advising professor is required. Yeah. Once you're done with the first semester, your professor has to sign a document that you would go and present to the international office that they have waived your tuition fee for the next semester. We all went through this thing, so we are talking out of experience. So that's how a professor's scholarship actually works. The professor decides if you would not pay tuition the following semester based on your results. For PhD, say students may receive scholarship for the research enrollment semester. Amount will be determined by the department upon evaluation. And then now for arts and then humanities, the scholarship can vary from 10 to 100% depending on the documents that you present for admission. So you have to take into account that. There are other scholarships like merit based. You can go ahead and then look at them. There's graduate school affiliated scholarships. There are lots of scholarships in most universities in South Korea. So you have to take into account that. That being said, I think this video has been very long. I'll see you shortly for another scholarship opportunity in another university in South Korea. So if you know you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. Share the video on every platform that you might be on, be it on WhatsApp if there is a group, be it on, I don't know, your Facebook groups, your Facebook profile. And then Global Korean Government Scholarship is right next door in like less than 10 days. For those who want me to proofread their statement of purpose, I do take into account all of these details. Who is liking the videos, who is sharing them on their Facebook pages, everywhere. I do take into account all of that. I cannot spend 3 hours. I always say it in all of my videos. I cannot spend 3 hours reading a personal statement for nothing, right? When in other YouTube channels, people are asking you to pay for them to review your documents. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.